Good morning, good morning. Okay, we are here for Perek Daled of Pirkei Avos as we continue on our quest towards a haircut. That would be Shavuos or Lagbaimer. Here we go. Mishna Aleph Ben Zoyma Omer Ezehu Chacham Haloiminu Kol Adam. Who is a Chacham? Somebody who learns from everybody. That means he recognizes that there's something to learn from everybody. The Gemara in Bracha says that it used to be that the Beis Medrash was a very elite place. Only the really good thinkers and Yorei Shemayim could get in there. And Memela, that they were left with a lot of questions until one day they changed, the dean, and they let everybody in. And on that day, it said all the questions that they ever had were all answered because thousands of people came in. And this person added a little tidbit, that person added a little bit, and together you put together a whole puzzle. Every single person has what to add. So if somebody agrees that I'm not the greatest in the world, I have something to learn from everybody, and for knowledge he agrees to go ahead and learn from everybody, then he is going to be a real chacham. Rabbi Yonis says because it shows that he respects knowledge so much and he thirsts for knowledge so much that eventually somebody who thirsts so much for knowledge is going to become a real smart person. But either way, it's a similar idea. But it's either not a Baal Gaiva, a person who goes ahead and actually does learn from somebody, or it shows that he thirsts for knowledge so much. And he is taka a real chacham. Shenemar mikol milamda hiskalti. From all of my teachers, I grew smart. Ezehu Gibor, what's considered a strong person? Hakovish es yitzrain. Somebody who goes ahead and is able to conquer his Yetzer Hara. Sometimes you have such a strong Yetzer Hara, you get sick. There are people who are, addicted to certain activities, and in order to break that addiction, they have to literally, to break an addiction, you get withdrawal symptoms, even from non-chemically addictive stuff. If your body is used to doing, anything, shopping or whatever, and you break your addiction, so then, and especially if it's an Aveira, it could really have serious medical symptoms like fever and chills and all these different things that a person can actually get just by being Kavish Yisrael. Somebody who's strong enough to go ahead and break his taiva, that is a true gibor. Because the truth is that what's the difference if you're able to lift 200 pounds or 1,000 pounds? If you really needed it lifted, you just get a truck. There's absolutely no real need for human strength nowadays. Everything's done by robots. Everything's done by machine. So what do you need human strength for? The answer is, unless you're a professional ball player, you don't need necessarily human strength or a professional weightlifter. And those people are, it's nice to be able to, can you lift up this box if you're an Amazon delivery guy? But the truth is that real strength is shown in internal strength. And also it could be that if you have real strength, like that type of strength, it shows you have an iron will. And those with iron wills get what they need done. As they say, when there's a will, there's a way. So perhaps it shows that you have an iron will, and that's what's a real gibor. So this is another one. Toiv erech apayim mi gibor. Somebody who is calm, somebody who has patience, is stronger than a gibor. You're able to hold back that anger. You're able to u'moishel barucha. Those who are in control of their spirits, miloichad ir, is stronger than those who conquer cities. If you're able to go ahead and control these things, that means that you are a true strong person. Next mission, Ezehu Usher, who's considered a rich person, has samech b'chalka, somebody who's happy with what he has. Because if you have this multi-quadrillionaire and he goes ahead into, he flies into Manhattan every single day he has his own helicopter service, he's got this, he's got that. At the end of the day, if he could be happy with what he has, that's great. But if he's not happy with what he has, he could be so wealthy. And if he wants more, so then let's say he wants $1 billion more. So that means he doesn't have $1 million. He's $1 million in debt in order to get happy. Whereas me, I don't have $1 million, dream right now. And therefore, he's more needy than I do because he needs $1 million to be happy. I don't. So therefore, if you're happy with what you have, no matter how much you have, you can have $1 billion, you can have $0. If you're happy with what you have, then you are indeed a rich person because you can enjoy what you have, and that's technically the value of being a rich person. And if you're not happy with what you have, so then who cares that you have 7 basketball courts and things like that? If you're not happy with it, you're not using it's not yours then. those who work those who work kisoichel when they eat from what they worked, he's happy and it's good. Ashrecha b'olam hazeh, he's happy in this world, and it's good for you even in the next world, because this way a person who is satisfied with what he has, it's a conducive atmosphere to be thankful to Hashem and to work on his relationship with Hashem. Ezu mechubar, who is considered an honorable person, those who honor other people, because generally I'm not going to go ahead and give honor to another person if I'm scared that by giving him honor I'm going to lose out. Like if I say he is smart, that means that I'm not smart, so now I'm going to have to start giving him. But if I see that he's mechabed me, so I'm not scared now to be mechabed him, because I know that by being mechabed him, either I'm going to get more covered or I'm not going to lose my own covered, so I can appreciate him, and now I'm giving him covered. So it's if you want covered, you give other people covered. Shenema, as it says, ki mechabed achabed, as Hashem says, those who honor me, I will honor. Uboizai, those who degrade me, yikalu, I will put down. Mishna Beis ben Azai Emer Havi Rutz L'Mitzvah Kalu Berech Min Avera, run to minor mitzvahs, so Berech Min Avera, run from any Avera. Shemitzvah Gereres Mitzvah, because mitzvahs cause other mitzvahs. If you do a small mitzvah, you say Moeda'ani with Kavana, then you're going to say Matoivu with Kavana. You're going to say Adonai Elam with Kavana. It's going to be a continuous rise, because you're always rising based on your last previous actions. There are several reasons for this. First of all, you're in a good mood. Hey, you just did a great thing, and you're continuously climbing. But even more than that, when you do a mitzvah, you create a positive energy and positive ruchnius energy, a positive thing. In fact, the Nefesh HaChaim explains that what is it that in the next world we are going to be living in our mitzvahs. When you create a mitzvah, you create this positive, no words for it on this world, so we'll just call it energy, a positive atmosphere, a positive house, and eventually you live in that house. Now that kedusha of that house, that kedusha of the mitzvah that you did, is what it pushes you to do the next mitzvah. As the Mishna finishes off, Sheschar mitzvah, the schar of a mitzvah is that you get to do, is that actual mitzvah, which is going to go ahead and help you do another mitzvah. Uschar avera, and the schar of an avera, in other words, the result of an avera, is an avera. What burns you in Gehenna is the actual avera. Your doing the avera created a fire which will burn. Mishna Gimel Hu HaYomer used to say, Al ti'ibaz l'chol adam, don't belittle anybody, ve'al ti'imaflik l'chol davar, and don't dismiss any item. She'en l'chol adam she'en lo yishav, ve'en l'chol davar she'en lo ymakam. There's nothing that doesn't have its time, or nobody that doesn't have its time, no thing that doesn't have its time. Everything has a purpose on this world, so don't belittle anything. All these things, of course, we can go on hours and hours on the theme and bringing out examples, but in our 5-minute video, which always extends to 10 minutes, we have 0 time. Mr. Daled, Rabbi Levitas Ish Yavno Emer Mo'id Mo'id Avishvel Ruach, be super humble. Shetikvas Eneshrim, because anyways, the end of a person is worms. Basically, you see this you go into elementary school, you see this 4th grader who's like the king of his class. He's such a Baal Gaiva, it makes you nauseous to be around him. Basically, any Baal Gaiva is like that. If you're around a 50-year-old mega millionaire who owns his own company and he has thousands of employees under him and he's a Baal Gaiva, Hashem is like that to him, like, oh, get away from me. So any Baal Gaiva has that. It's the same thing as us looking down on a 4th grader who's a Baal Gaiva because he thinks he can order his friends around. It's just like, it's nauseous. And you should keep this in your mind, that the end of a man is Rima. And Rabbi Yechon ben Broika, whoever is Mechal Shem Shemaim is secretly, how you Mechal Shem Shemaim? Because Chilul Hashem does not mean necessarily what other people are thinking. Chilul Hashem means taking Hashem out of this world. You're being Mechal Hashem. If a person sins privately with any type of sin, totally privately, that is taking Hashem out of this world, and that's a Chilul Shem Shemaim. Nifron Mimenu Begoli, Hashem will pay him back in Bigoli. And this we see all the time. When a person goes ahead and sins, he has an affair or something like that, it always comes out. Or somebody secretly does a sin. A lot of it comes out. And there are several reasons. First of all, because eventually if Hashem wants to punish him, then people won't wonder why. But even more than that, Hashem doesn't need service like this. I don't need this, this famous rabbi. I don't need him to serve me if he's really a sinner in private. Hashem doesn't want this fake service. You're right, it's great to have another rabbi serve in the eyes of the public. Wow, look at this guy. But if Hashem knows that this guy's a faker, or he gives into his taivas all the time, then he doesn't want that service. So unfortunately, it will go public, and that might cause a chilul Hashem in the eyes of the people of the world. Now, here's a rabbi who sins. That's true. But Hashem would prefer that than having fake service. And whether a person is a shogeg, whether he's a mezid in Chilul Hashem, he is chayiv for that. If a person goes ahead and by accident he does something and it causes a Achilul Hashem, he does something that's whatever it is, whatever avera he does, that is Achilul Hashem. Then he is also taken to task. Obviously, not as bad as on purpose avera, but you still have to go ahead and do tshuva. Have an amazing day, Rabbi, say, and steig away.